Good morning, everyone, and I want to welcome you to the presentation this morning. My name is Gail Mercer, and I will be your hostess for Why Staying in Demo Mode Will Help You Become a Better Trader. Now, I do want everyone to actually read over the Nadex risk disclaimer. Basically, anytime you are trading, whether it's binary options or spreads, there is risk involved. And you have to be willing to accept that risk before you begin trading. Now, while you're reading over the disclaimer, I would like to ask just a few questions, and a poll will come up on your screen, and you'll just simply pick the best answer. And the first question is, what is your experience in trading? What is your experience in years in trading? Are you a beginner? Do you have some experience, but you're still learning? Or would you consider yourself a very experienced trader? And I'm just going to give everybody a few minutes to answer the question. It helps us design the webinars for you. Okay, and I'm going to close that question. And how many webinars have you attended in the past? Is this your first webinar? Have you been to every webinar that we do, or somewhere in between? And just pick the best answer that suits you, okay? And again, this just helps us design webinars for you in the future. And I promise I only have one last question, and that is, which topic would you like to see more webinars on? And we have 5 listed, and just pick the one that you really want to see a lot of webinars on. If there is a topic that is not there that you would like to see a webinar on, if you would just type it in, that way we can actually schedule a webinar on that topic. Now, there are a couple of questions that I'm going to answer while y'all are answering that question. This is being recorded and will be sent out later today. Okay. Now, I'm going to close that one, and we're going to get started on the presentation. Now, for those that do not know me, my name is Gail Mercer, and I have about 15 years of trading experience. I guess I should put it this way. I stopped counting at 15. I did start out with a company that programmed indicators for TradeStation, MultiCharts, and NinjaTrader. And I really just fell in love with the price bar. I thought that was the neatest thing I had ever seen. I do specialize in price action, volume analysis, and divergence because I believe they are leading indicators. I'm also a frequent contributor for Stocks and Commodities, Traders World, and Top Shelf magazines. I've also been a speaker at Traders Expo, Traders World Online Expo, and the Wyckoff Volume Conference. I'm also the author of Trading Nadex Binary Options, Keeping It Simple Strategies, as well as the New Trader's Guide to Trading Nadex Binary Options and Spreads. Both of those books can be found on my website or on Amazon.com. Some of the biggest mistakes that I see new traders make is they don't know how to use the platform. They don't have a trading plan. They don't know how to identify their entries or their exits. And they do not understand risk management or money management. They always will go live before they have the knowledge required. Now, I want to put this in terms for you so you can understand it. My son, who is in the Army, became a mechanic in the Army. He went through boot camp, and then they have something called AIT, where it's advanced individualized training, I believe is what it stands for. But my son was so bad with cars that when he was 19, which was just 1 year previous to him going into the AIT training, he blew a motor in the car because he didn't realize it needed oil. So, I mean, I think all of us can say he was pretty bad when it came to cars. When he went to AIT and they started teaching him all of the mechanics of an engine, they didn't start him out on a Humvee that was going into battle. They started him out in demo mode. What they did is they have a 3D program where soldiers that are learning to work on these machines that they have can go in and they can visually see it. It's like a virtual reality in 3D. They can touch it, they can take it apart, everything, but it's in a demo environment. Trading is pretty much the same. You need to start out in this demo mode because there's a lot that you have to learn that you might not know you have to learn. Okay, you know, what's a green candlestick versus a red candlestick? What's a gray candlestick? Okay, if you're using Western style price bars, you know, what's that left tick on the right? What's the right tick mean? Everything on a chart typically means something. And you have to learn all of those components, just like my son had to learn all the components of an engine, okay? The best way to do that, you know, is through demo. If the Army uses demos, surely we can take advantage of their expertise as well and use demo. Now, demo, when you're learning, you get to learn how to enter a trade, how to exit a trade, how to set a profit target, how to read the price bars. You can learn, okay, how well did I do today? How well have I done over the past month? Okay, that's what the demo platform is designed to do. Now, when you're using demo, you know, give yourself some time. The biggest thing I see is a trader has a great weekend demo, so bam, let's go to the live edge of the market, okay? That's not the best thing for y'all to do if you are new to trading. You know, take the time to gain the knowledge on the platform, to test your trading plan, test your entries, test your exits, learn how to manage your trade. You know, should I take profits here or should I stay in the trade? These are questions that a lot of times can actually be answered in demo mode. And it also allows you to see patterns if you stick with it long enough, okay? For example, if you start tracking your trades, okay, you may notice, man, the first week of the month, I do really good. But the third week, you know, I'm lousy. Is there a reason for that, you know? And third week, if you don't know, is typically option expirations, and markets move slower during that period. They keep it at certain levels during that period, and you might not know that if you had not tracked it and asked the important question, why, okay? And it also teaches you it's all about numbers, okay? I like to say it kind of identifies you as a trader. I am a trader that, you know, losses don't bother me because I use out of the money. But if I was at the money, losses would probably bother me more because I would need to be right more than I'm wrong, okay? Now, here's an example of being all about numbers. Let's say that we do 100 trades, okay? Is everybody familiar with the term at the money and out of the money? Just type in a Y or a no. If you're not familiar with the term, I'll be glad to explain it. Okay, so far the yeses. Okay, we have a couple that don't understand it, so I'm just going to take a brief second to explain it. At the money means that the underlying instrument is trading at that strike level, okay? Out of the money would be one strike away from price. In other words, price has to move up to or down to the strike. Now, at the money is usually about $50 of risk. Out of the money can be anywhere from $40 and below. Okay, that's your risk level. So you have more profit potential on the out of the money, but it's also less probability if you don't have the right setup. Okay, so let's say that out of the 100 trades, we do all of them at the money. Okay, entry is at $50 and we always let it expire. Okay, if we have 25 losing trades and 75 profitable trades, we would still be profitable. Okay, basically you're looking at a 75% win-loss ratio here. It's out of 100 trades, 75% were winners. So you're still looking at a profit of $2,500 even after 25 losing trades, okay? But like me, I'm an out of the money trader. So if my entry was at 25 and my profit target was set at 75, 50 trades were losers and 50 trades were profitable, I would still be in profit. It would be 1,250, but I would still be in profit. Okay. So, it's just a matter of whether I'm going to be a 50% win-loss ratio or 75% win-loss ratio. Which numbers make the most sense to you? Since entering at 50 is the probability of winning, wouldn't there be more or less 50 winning trades? Not necessarily, Chuck. That goes into probabilities, and probabilities are constantly changing. On every price fluctuation, the probability is changing. And there's I did an exercise, and the exercise was if you flip a coin, it's 50-50, right? 50% heads, 50% tails, right? Okay, but sometimes you can make it all the way up to 75 before that 50% kicks in. And most of the time, you actually need, statistically, you actually need 660 tries before you can actually say this probability is definitive. But again, when you're looking at the binaries, that is constantly changing. Okay. A great example was on I guess it was the British pound this week. All of a sudden, all the statistics had it going up. Okay. And then Theresa May, the Prime Minister of the UK, came out with an announcement, and it just fell 90 pips. Well, what was your probability? The probability was up to the upside. And it did recuperate. I mean, it ended up moving up, I think, 200-300 pips after that. 100 of that was immediate, okay? But, you're dealing with a market that is constantly changing every moment and every second, okay? Does that clarify it for you, Chuck? Now, if you are new to trading, take it slow and learn your new venture, okay? You have decided to become a trader, and that encompasses a lot of things, sort of like my son learning to become a mechanic. I mean, he had to learn how to use tools. He had to learn the difference between, a pair of pliers and a racket wrench, okay? Trading is really no different. You might learn different things, but you will be in learning mode, okay? You have to learn the platform, You have to know, okay, where's the out of the money? Where's the in the money? Where's the at the money? How do I enter this trade? Should I use a limit order or should I use a market order? Why wouldn't I use a market order versus a limit order? Okay, how do I set my profit targets? At what point should I exit this trade? How much should I risk on any given trade? You know, this is money management. This is risk management. You know, can you take your entries and exits? Can you replicate them? You know, if you can't replicate them, and this is where your trading plan comes in. If you cannot replicate your trade, it's like throwing darts, okay? You're just looking to see if something sticks. There's no measurable statistics there for you because you've not been able to design a plan that you can measure off of. Does everybody understand that? If I'm going to just go long because the price bar closed greater than the open today, and then tomorrow I'm going to use a moving average, and the next day I'm going to use a MACD, how do you measure that? You know, is it measurable? You know, if you can't measure, you can't judge how well you are doing, okay? You know, do you allow your trade to go to the full loss? Do you say, oh, you know, when I entered, the trade setup looked good, but now it doesn't look so good, so I'm going to exit. What defines that exit for you, okay? The more that you can write down, and I've done a lot of research on writing out trading plans, and one of the key elements is by writing out your thoughts. And I'm not talking about typing it up. I'm talking about actually take a pen and a piece of paper and write out your thoughts. It promotes a very logical thinking process, okay? Things that you never thought of, you will begin to think of just because you're writing it down, because you're writing it out. There's a logical process to it. You know, there's a lot of studies that have been done on how writing can affect not only traders, but also students. Right before an exam, they were asked to write out all of their thoughts and their emotions, and those that did it actually performed better on all of their final exams. So there's a lot of statistics that go into, you know, taking out that pen and paper and writing it down for your benefit. Now, anybody that would like to visit my website can do so by visiting tradershelpdesk.com, and I'm also available by email at gm@tradershelpdesk.com. I answer a lot of questions every week. Usually every Wednesday I'm in the room doing a topic. I think next week we're doing forex, which is really a nice market to trade using the binary options. Now, before we finish, I do want to show everyone, if you do not have a demo platform with Nadex, you can simply go here to Trading Platforms off the Nadex page and go to Demo Trading Platform. If you do have a demo and you're like me and you forget your login details, then if you click here, you can just go and fill out that information, and they will send it to you, so you don't have to call. I trade a lot at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I really don't want to have to call them at 3 o'clock in the morning. And requesting it by email, it comes really, really quickly. Now, does anybody have any questions today? It does show you the liquidity, Joe. Joe, which market are you trying to trade? Is it forex or futures? I do have a recorded presentation on designing a trading plan, Russell. And I'm also doing a webinar event. I think it's in May. It's on my blog for creating a trading plan. Why do I trade at 3 a.m.? I like the way the market moves at 3 a.m. When do you decide when to exit early? I use price action with my indicators, Dave. Give me just a moment. I was pulling my screen over. I use TradeStation. Okay. And do you see how I have a green dot here and a magenta dot there? That just tells me that there's been divergence. So I need to, either exit the trade or monitor it more closely. Where is the trading plan recording? If you go to nadex.com, up here at Learning Center under Webinar Archive, if you filter by presenter and just do Traders Help Desk, let's see, somewhere under here, implementing planning and discipline is a good one, in overcoming trading psychological issues with Nadex. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the pivoting into trading profits, we actually did a trading plan within that video. Okay, Sharon, you're asking, how do you know what price to put on a working order on forex on a sell contract to take profit? Okay. It's the same as if you were trading any other instrument, okay? If I sold it here, I would want to buy it lower, okay? Which would be down here, correct? So this would be my sell and this would be my buy, okay? In Nadex, you do exactly the same thing. Here's the only thing that is different, okay? And I'm actually glad I did this today because a lot of people have that question. Let's say that I sold it and the price was 80 up here. Now that actually means I had $20 of risk, okay? All right, and this is going to be listed under your average price, okay? In the binary option window. Now, if I sold it at 80, I need to buy it lower, so I would put in a $10 profit target. Sell high, buy low, okay? Since the third week is fairly quiet, wouldn't this be a good week to trade butterfly binaries? It's not necessarily quiet, Chuck. What they do, they choose a level that they're going to hold that price at, okay? And they will go up and come back to it. They will go up, they will come back to it. They will go up, they will come back to it. The best thing to do is figure out, okay, what level are they trying to hold it at? And then, every time they come back to it, you can actually buy it or sell it. Do I trade forex at 3 a.m.? Yes, I do. Is everything I need to know about Nadex spreads in your book? I think it's a great place to start, okay? Would it provide every single type of spread you could ever do? No. because that would take more than one book to do. In the demo mode, they don't provide profit loss information for your trade. Yes, they do. It's listed on the chart if you are in a binary option, and it's listed under your open positions as well. Thank you, Chuck.